Where does this money come from? The first and main one is, of course, the scholarship. And I've done the math and I realized that Adisu, they give you 8,000 euros per year, depending on your status, kind of country that you're coming from. Is it rich? Is it poor? Is it, are you a refugee? Things like those, So everybody, I think, gets a different amount, but the average that I can say is like 8,000 euros per year. I know it sounds like a lot, but it is not a lot. If you calculate, like divide by 12 months, that's around 666 euros per month. I feel like they know that's enough to cover for your living expenses for a basic student. So that's not money that will make you rich or money that will make you live in luxury, or if you're not careful with it, itaisha, it will end very fast, because they don't give you per month, they give you in 2 installments, in December and in the following year, I think after 6 months. So if you're not careful, you will waste it. So if you want to like have more, I know most people want to help their families and things like those, so that is not money that will will be enough to sustain you and your family. I've done the breakdown for you pretty well. And like for the basic student, I didn't even put a lot of things in the list, and it was already coming up to 700 euros. So 600 and something euros compared to like 700 euros. You see, it's not even, it's like money that you will still strain. You see, you will still like live on a budget to be able to utilize this money well. Now, this is where the region comes in when it comes to finding jobs. I don't like speaking of this because, as you know, I don't work here, so I don't like to speak of things that I don't do. But if you work in Napoli, for example, a part-time job that you can only do 20 hours per week, I don't know if they're strict on checking your hours, but what is the rate of washing plates here in Naples is around 5 euros per hour. I know it's terrible, terrible. Sometimes I'm like, is it even worth it? That's why I don't do it. But I mean, it's money is still money. If it's extra, if it's adding on to what you need, it's still money. So it's called lavapiatti. Lavapiatti. They pay 5 euros per hour, my friend. And this is something I'm telling you from stories I've been told, because I have friends who have done those kinds of jobs and they're like, I'm never doing it again. But like if they pay you like 5 euros per hour here, I've not gone to the other regions. If they pay that to you, that's like times 20 hours a week. That's 100 euros per week times 4. That's 400 euros per week. Not bad. That's an extra 400 on top of the scholarship that you have of 600 and something. So that's like 1,000 and something euros. Mind you, if you have the MyC scholarship, I feel like you're good. I think MyC is like better because it's like 1,000 euros per month, right? 1,000 euros compared to like Adisu, 600 and something per month. You need to work and get Adisu to get what a person who has MyC scholarship gets. If you have that, congratulations to you. Yes, so that's the cost of like if you're washing plates. If you decide to do like babysitting jobs, I think they're also there. That the hourly rate depends on the family. Some people pay less, some people pay more, depending on the kids that you're going to look after. Some people, like, maybe you can even like get 8 euros, 10 euros, 11, like maybe depending on number of children, something like that. So I can't tell you what your exact salary will be. Also, there are English jobs, English teaching jobs. Yeah, there are websites where people just like list their portfolios and like they teach English online. I think some people even teach in schools. The hourly rate also depends. In other regions like Bologna, Milano, Roma, I think they pay more, like double what the southern Italy, like they pay terribly. Sorry to say, like they don't pay well. Even like their own locals, they don't get paid well here. So if you're lucky enough, you've gotten a school in the northern side of Italy, you can get a good job that pays you like 10 euros and above per hour. Especially in summer, I think you can get many like restaurant jobs, things like those. So yeah, I don't live in the north, so I don't know, but I talk to people all the time. I have a big network of people on social media. It's true, people do work. So yes, there are jobs for students. I don't know if it's easy to find. I know for sure it's not easy to find in this region, but also it also depends on what you're looking for. Maybe you have some standard, and if that standard is not met, you don't do it. So it depends with what you're looking for, what is enough for you, what you will settle for. So I think I've spoken enough on that, on the sources of funds. Some people also get money from their own parents, like people like they send them pocket money, the way mothers and fathers and guardians can be sending their children money in school in their local country. Like some people get pocket money here like that. Their parents support them, and it's okay. So yeah, sources of funds, family support, scholarships, part-time jobs. But from the way I've explained it, do you think those part-time jobs are enough to make you rich? Meditate on that. Tafakari hayo. Tafakari hayo. That is why I started by saying that Italy is the best for studying. And if you're going to get a job, like focus on getting a good job, money that will make a difference in your life. But don't waste especially if you have the scholarship, don't waste too much time stressing yourself over part-time. Utachoka tu. Sorry, I'm mixing languages. You just get tired and tired and tired. Work. If you get it, take it. Especially in summer, you'll be very free. Work it, but don't stress yourself too much to a point of forgetting your books, because getting bad grades is the worst thing you can do to yourself, because even that scholarship, you may lose it if you don't get enough credits, if you don't do your exams, if you just like abandon your books with the main goal of like finding a job only. Bro, don't forget you came here on a student visa. So a job is important, but if you can get a job, find that balance. I also need to mention that, for example, for the University of Naples, Federico II, you can also apply for Erasmus scholarship, even as an international student. After you finish your first year, you can opt to study the second year in another country, either the first semester or even the whole year, and you will still be given a DSU scholarship, you will still be given Erasmus scholarship, and yes, so that's good. I feel like that's also an opportunity for you to travel as a basic student. So take advantage of stuff, be always on the know, be always like antennae, open your antennae like mosquitoes zanzare. There are so many mosquitoes here. So yes, always be, what's going on. But the prime thing, just focus on your studies, guys. When you graduate, you can not only, if you're in the southern side of Italy, where I said the pay is not so good, whether for low skilled, part-time, or even high skilled jobs, you can move to the north. Move there. Correct me if I'm wrong. They speak more English. Guys, how can I forget? Language, guys, language, especially if you want to do these two jobs, two part-time jobs. Language, learn Italian, please. Most of these people will ask you if you can speak Italian. If you cannot, most of the time, you will not get the job. If you can't, that's another disadvantage. Like, Italian is very important. I think I always tell you in every video, learn Italian, and it looks like a song, but you will see when you arrive. Yes, so language. If you see yourself living here after your studies, I think learning the language should be your main priority. Yes, if I were to speak like for myself, I was very interested in learning initially, and please don't follow my path. I am the bad example that you should not follow. But as I continued to progress to the latter stages of my studies, now I'm entering the second year, I started like having an open mind of I might study here, graduate, and leave and go and work somewhere else. And it is okay. Even the locals themselves, some people use like the studies here as like a pathway, not somewhere to settle completely, but like a pathway. Some people do that, but some people want to like build a life here. So if you want to build a life here, learning their language should be your main priority. But if you don't, if you want to just live, just focus on your studies. And if you want to settle in Europe, go and learn whatever language of the country that you want to settle in Europe, because every country has its own language. Yes, but yes, right now I probably never said this in my videos, and it's probably TMI, too much information, but I'm not certain. I'm not certain that I will remain here after graduation. I'm not certain that I want to work here after graduation. I'm not certain. I've not said I don't want, but I'm not certain. I could, and I could not also. So it started to be less of a priority for me. The pressure to learn the language for me just kind of declined. So even the little Italian that I can speak now, it's out of life interaction, friendships that I've built. That's how I learn. Like I just learn naturally, but I am still at a very bad level. I'm at a very bad level. So it's always important to learn. And even if you don't want to remain here, it's always a flex, especially if you're doing international relations. Like, I mean, it's good to have many languages that you can speak. It's a flex, as I said, it's a flex, it's a plus, it's an advantage to that application that you will be sending somewhere. So learn. Even if you want to use here as a pathway, you study and leave, still learn. It won't hurt you to learn the language. And I'm still learning. I'm learning, but I don't have too much pressure, to be honest. But I still advise people to like learn. Yeah. So hey, I've spoken a lot, I've said so much, and I hope I haven't confused you people. But I speak from my heart, and whatever comes to my mind, I speak, and I speak truthfully. So I hope that information has been helpful to you. Sorry, my phone went off. As you can see, I am charging. I feel like I didn't end that video very well, so let me just like sum it up. I love Italy, but I have my own economic needs, my own economic objectives, and this country, unfortunately, I feel so bad for saying this, but it's the truth. We studied in school. They don't even have a minimum wage. They don't. So it's kind of terrible. The wage is just generally low. It's low compared to other European countries. Even a doctor in Italy does not make as much as a doctor in another European country. It's kind of confusing because yes, they pay you low, but still the life is also lower than other countries in Europe. So in other countries, even if they pay you more, in Switzerland, even if they pay you more, you still end up paying so much to cover your expenses, to pay rent. That rent that I've mentioned for you there, it's still more expensive in another European country. So it's confusing, it's complicated, it's a lot to think about, but it's too much to think about. I'm still thinking about it now, and as you can see, I don't even have a solid conclusion or solid decision as to where exactly I want to end up. I'm like those children in school where they're asked, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Somehow it's kind of like blurry in my head, but I'm just like trusting in God's will. Do whatever you want with me. Also, another thing that you can do as you study here is to build your skills, and don't just prepare yourself to be employed. Build your skill, whatever you are good at, whatever you can do, whatever you're passionate about, build on it. just grow your skills, because of course there are also many freelance opportunities you can apply for, and being in Europe will of course give you like a competitive advantage. I think I've mentioned Upwork before. Sometimes I do gigs on Upwork. That's a website for freelancers. And your skill is what you need to have, a skill for something, whether it's like design, editing. There are so many things I can't list, the customer, whatever customer so many things I can't list them all. Just that depends on who you are and what you can do. Don't just study blindly. I think that answers what I, for me, like how do I survive as a student. You know that in my first year I did not have a scholarship, but in this year I will have a scholarship, so maybe life will be easier. But in my first year I did not, and I still survived, and I thank God. And I'm not the kind of student that has parents to like send you money for everything. I can't say like, oh, if I want this, mom buy me this, oh dad buy me this. No, I'm on my own. I'm on my own on this journey, and I kind of like it. I like being an independent student. So I do what I gotta do to survive. I've mentioned in my previous videos that I do have a business, so that's what pays my bills. How I've been transacting, I've always been using Western Union for everything. So I transfer money from my local account in Kenya, from M-Pesa to my like to Western Union. That's how I've been surviving in the past year. I've never been using like euros from here, never. It's crazy, it's really crazy. But the time that I would be investing, doing a part-time job here, like maybe like washing plates, being a babysitter, I decided to spend that time on creating a lot of marketing content for my business, and that is what has been sustaining me all along, all along. And maybe that could give you a tip on like how to transact. Think about how to transact when you get here. In my WhatsApp group for international students, I've put the link on the bio. We were talking about the various means of like transacting money here in Italy, and I see that Western Union is one of them. I talked about Revolut Bank. It's an online bank. Also mentioned something about opening a bank account here. So we share a lot of things, a lot of information. So if you're not in that group, click that link, WhatsApp link, and join the group. Please don't send me direct messages. If you text to the group, someone in the group will help you. All the best in your journey. Whatever you will do to survive, however you will get the money to survive, it is all dependent on you and God. You can do many things. There are many opportunities. There are grants. You'll be okay even if you don't have the money that is in your bank statement. You'll be okay. Someone advised me when I got here, Italy is the house of God. Anywhere you turn, you see cross, you see churches. Italy is the house of God. So you'll be okay. Pray, you'll be okay. Everything will be okay. Don't be so nervous about the money. It's good to prepare. Please prepare. Have at least enough money for the first months, because they don't even give you the scholarship immediately. But you'll be okay. Just God will make a way in His own way. You'll be okay. Trust me. Mosquitoes. I was okay, and you will be okay. I was supposed to make a video on how to write a statement of purpose. I felt like it was kind of irrelevant, because most people are like have arrived. Most people have arrived, and some are in the visa process. So I will maybe do it later for the students who are applying for the next intake. But as at now, I felt like this video is kind of more relevant when you're planning like a budget for living here. And yeah, probably in the next one I will talk about the documents that you need after arriving here. Someone suggested it in the group. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the thank you messages that you sent me. Well appreciated. I wish you all the best. Take care. Ciao.